100% Chelsea. Hello, everyone. Welcome to your match review. I am joined here by Max and Louis. You boys can say hi.
Hola.
Hello,
Hola.
everyone.
Hola. That was nice.
Hola, bonjour, ciao, ni hao. Um,
Buongiorno.
bonjour. I said ciao. Buongiorno is good morning. Come on, let's.
Well, you're on it. That's good to know. You're on it.
I'm on the
Um,
language.
well, no, we are obviously not at the game, unfortunately. Dan is, son of Chelsea. He'll be the one that's getting all the footage, so you will get reaction from fans at the game. All of us were not able to travel, unfortunately. However, we are here going to give you a nice long review of what we have witnessed. And I don't know about you guys, but I am completely disappointed with that. For me, not so much about the football itself. People are going to have a moan and say, "Oh, why you gutted? We had chances, and we played a decent game." I just couldn't see any heart. It's just the players just didn't care. They were just there, and there wasn't any movement. There wasn't any desire. There wasn't any will. There was nothing at all. And we made United look like Bayern Munich today, as far as I'm concerned. Louis, what's your reaction on today's game?
Well, like I said, yesterday we can't say United performed badly. I mean, they had the first opportunity inside 3 minutes. Mata hit the crossbar, so
Yeah.
we can't say that they performed badly because they performed really, really well today. Um, I agree with you saying that. I don't agree with all the players not showing any heart. I thought Mikel played really, really well today.
Yeah,
Uh,
there were some. There were some.
And I think like Mikel, I thought Oscar played well. I mean, when the defensive headers his head must hurt because he made 5 or 6 defensive headers in the box. And I personally think if I would be happy with a 1-1 draw. I know or a 0-0 draw. 1-1. I'm about or as me and Eunice will know, a 0-0 win at Manchester United. But inside joke. But basically, it's Matic was clean through on goal. All he had to do was hit that along the floor. My
Just tap
nan
it.
could have scored that. Exactly.
Yeah.
And he just decided to sky it over the crossbar. That was the only clear-cut chance of the whole game for either team, if you ask me. But I thought overall, Thibaut Courtois and De Gea played excellently today. So
Man
you
of the
can't fault
match for
them.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, for us definitely, I'd say Thibaut Courtois was man of the match. I mean, BT Sport said Wayne Rooney, and they're going, yeah, he was playing well, but he's not exactly man of the match. But it was very. Let's be honest, it was a very Mourinho-esque performance. Even if he's not about, it shows how much of an influence he's had on Chelsea for the past 15 years or so, and it's a bit weird.
100%. Max, are you feeling the same? What's your view?
I've got to admit, personally, I wouldn't say it's a disgraceful performance, obviously.
Because you don't have to eat chili.
Well, yeah, I was adamant it was going to be a 0-0 draw. And I said if it wasn't a 0-0 draw, I'd eat a chili. So, fortunately, on that side, I'm pretty lucky. But obviously, I would have much rather seen us win. I'm actually going to go all Statman on you here. I've got the stats here.
Here we go.
Possession-wise, it was absolutely dreadful. Obviously, we had 33.3% possession, which obviously isn't good. But along with some other negatives, such as attacking, we were poor. Our time spent on the ball in the attacking third of the pitch was only 50%, compared to United, who had 83.6% of the ball in the attacking third, which I think is quite scary.
Yeah,
However, defensively, we played very, very well. As you said, Louis, with Mikel's headers out of the box, we had 14 headed clearances, 25 clearances, 5 blocks, 16 interceptions, and 92.3% of our tackles were
Where are
successful.
you getting all these stats?
Sky Sports.
Oh, of course you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, when you're talking about possession, Max, possession doesn't really mean a lot. Let's be honest. We won the Champions League with
When you're playing, yeah, but when you're playing
or something like that. Something stupid.
when you're playing a false nine, possession is extremely important.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't be playing a false nine. We should have started
you
Bertrand
can't-
Traore and stuff.
Like, if you've got an out-and-out striker, a number 9 up front, you can sort of sit back, not have possession, and just sort of hit it up to your centre forward,
Yeah.
who will then go and do his thing. But when you're playing a false nine, you don't have them players up.
That was with that. You make a very, very, very good point with that, and this is, I was speaking to my dad about it. I mean, I forgot it was false nine. That's how annoyed I am with the fact, it was just like, why aren't we playing well? With the false nine like positioning and all the style you play it, you need to be very robust. You need to be able to switch positions but keep your shape. We
The
didn't have
number
any
one
shape.
rule in the false nine is possession, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
And I agree that we didn't have much shape because the players were sort of going back into that sort of like 4-3-2-1, but then we didn't have that one striker up front. It just wasn't working. It didn't quite look right. And as I said yesterday, I'm disappointed to see a new manager like Goose Hiddink come in and more or less adopt the exact same style of play and formations that Mourinho had. The main change in getting rid of Mourinho was to see something different, a change, and you've got to try that. And he's come in and played, so far in his 3 games, played the only 2 formations that Mourinho has played this season, because he has tried that false 9, and obviously his preferred one was a 4-3-2-1, 4-2-3-1, sorry.
I think, it's what annoyed me most. I don't know what it was, but even though it wasn't the Matic chance that annoyed me. It was putting Ruben Loftus-Cheek on with like 30 seconds left.
For 36 seconds. What is the point? And that is what made me clear. It was evident we were after a draw in the last 5 or 10 minutes. We were happy with a draw. Why are we happy with a draw? I think we need a reality check. The players, everyone needs a reality check. We are 14th, right? People are going to say, yeah, we put on a Mourinho performance and, held it down, false 9, wanted to go there for a draw. We do that when we're fighting for the title, right? You don't do that when you're sitting in 14th and you have to win. A draw isn't enough. We said this in the preview. We have to go there and win. This is a United team. Fair dues, they're still Man United, but this is a United team that are broken. And today, they weren't special. But we let everything open to them. We just gave them all the room in the world. They hit the woodwork 3 times. And despite that, I would have loved to see a change. Just go out there and have that heart and have that will and say, we're going to attack. We're going to try and score as much goals as we can. We need to get ourselves out of this situation. There was none of that. And you're right in saying, why are we playing that whole defensive 0-0 sort of style? Why are we letting Loftus-Cheek only come on for 36 seconds when I felt he should have come on for Matic? Because Matic for me was all over the place today. I think Loftus-Cheek should have played.
I personally think Gus Hiddink obviously loves Mikel. So I remember a stat. Out of
22, wasn't it? Yeah.
16 out of 22 games Mikel played when Hiddink had previously been in charge at Chelsea. I think the performances that Mikel put, how much I hated Mikel in the summer and stuff, Eunice. I personally think Mikel now was the reason that game was still 0-0. Him and Thibaut Courtois were the reasons that game was 0-0 at the end of it. I think Mikel and Loftus-Cheek could work. And normally when we were saying Mikel shouldn't start, what he was doing, the amount of forward passes he did today, I was like, mate, you're not a lord, you're a god. It's just it's just. The way that the Lord was just pushing the ball forward, he was just putting in those tackles and stopping the play. If you'd have that, and then you have an engine like Ruben Loftus-Cheek who just runs up and down the pitch, puts in the tackles, distributes, you've got your holding midfield. You've got it there, and you have a man who is very, very experienced in Mikel. People may say he's not because he's normally a substitute, but he is very, very experienced. He's been at Chelsea for nearly 10 years now. He's been 8 years. It must be. We signed him in was it 07 we signed him? Or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, so he's been at Chelsea near enough 8 years. He's a senior player. So if you partner him with Loftus-Cheek, I think, and sort of say to Matic, even though you were amazing last season, you need to get back on your feet, mate, and start playing. I think that'd be good. The players, I think Mikel played for the shirt today. Mikel cared. Courtois cared. Zuma, I thought, was absolutely bloody brilliant. I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah. And what should make it Hazard? A lot of people have said that today was one of his better performances this season.
It was, but it's he's not.
It was, but it was mediocre.
Yeah.
Again, some players, in terms of football, on the ball itself, might have looked decent. But I don't just look at that. I look at his body language. From the moment the game started, Eden Hazard just had his hands behind his back, and he's just. And I'm like, where's your passion? Where's your, come on, let's do this. There was none of it. And even during the game, some clumsy challenges and some, half-hearted.
I personally thought at the beginning he was very, the So the Zuma challenge, when we were at the edge of their box, when it was the little play and he ran through, I thought, go, and he stopped, and I think he saw it, and I saw it as well, and I was like, okay, fair enough. But then I saw afterwards, after I went fair enough, I sort of went, wait, no, you played to the whistle. You should have carried on. If he'd carried on, he would have been clean through. He would have been clean through. And I was there just going, well, obviously he noticed, and obviously he cared, but I'm there going, what? And then he just, towards the end, he just looked shattered. That team is shattered. They're absolutely knackered. Every single one of them. Because they played pretty much every single game last season. They're dead. They're absolutely gone. I thought Pedro played okay, but it was so when we get to their final third, there's no attacking edge. We had no edge. It was all like the one after they hit Mata hit the bar and we came back on the counter and it was Pedro and Hazard. I think Hazard, when he was at the corner of the 18-yard box, not when he was on the 6-yard line, I think he should have played it then, rather than go and look for a cutback. It's a joke.
What's crazy? Well, I don't know if you guys had known this, but in the first half, after the first 40 minutes, we made 90 passes. 90. In 40 minutes of football, 90 passes. I don't know about you, but that blows my mind.
Eunice, we can.
That's like 2 passes a minute, really.
That's 2 passes a minute.
Fuck.
The three of us could.
Elite Premier League team.
What we should do is we should go into the studio and just sit there and just do a triangle, just do a passing video and see how long it takes us to do 90 passes.
Yeah.
That's shocking. I mean, let's be honest. The three of us, the three of us, Dan, and I don't know, someone else, as a 5-a-side team, we're not exactly Barcelona, but you know, we could have the potential to obviously play Chelsea and make more passes. It's mental. I'm getting really annoyed now, and I don't know why. But I was calm, and now I'm just there going, what's going on? I don't know.
It's as I said, I don't know about you, Max, as well. I just think everyone needs a reality check. I just really think that's.
Well, I would have thought Mourinho getting sacked would be that reality check.
Yeah, exactly. But it's proven otherwise.
Dan was saying that the players looked like they were a lot more positive, that they had their head up after the Watford game, and I was saying that I genuinely thought that maybe Mourinho getting sacked was a reality check, that no one is untouchable. So obviously, when Jose was here and when he was managing, he was very. He didn't really like dropping big players. We saw with Hazard, for example, Pedro weren't playing well, but he wasn't dropping them, and I think that was why it was just continuing. They thought that they were sort of their place. They were adamant that they had a secure place in the team. And I thought after Jose getting sacked, a Chelsea legend, someone who is the best manager this club has ever had, leaving because of poor form would sort of make them wake up and think, okay, I can't just take this for granted. If someone like that can leave the club who is worshipped by more or less all the fans, then I've really got to get into gear. But it's not really happening. And I think it's got to a point now where we can't put anything on it. It's literally, we've got to have a big January transfer window.
But that's impossible. You can't have a big January transfer window. How many big players are available in January?
The problem I think as well, though, someone like Abramovich, you can't give a lot of money to a temporary manager.
Exactly, an interim.
For example, is going to be gone at the end of the season. He could stay, but let's be honest, he's going to be gone at the end of the season no matter what really happens. He's not the sort of name that Abramovich is going to want managing the club. So what I'm saying is, you can't say, okay, I see that we're 14th place. Here's 100 million, spend it in January, just get big names like United have done recently.
No, but who?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, he can't do that, because then the next manager is going to come in summer and might have to switch things around because players.
Yeah, I understand that, but I understand what you mean about the temporary manager. But the way you're saying just get big names, the difference between Chelsea and Manchester United offer, you are playing for Manchester United. This is what you are doing. We don't have that. All you have is you're living in London. Arsenal,
that's what I was saying in the
West Ham. West Ham have even got something more than us. Oh yeah, we're playing the Olympic Stadium.
Did you see my run when we sacked Jose? I think he got like 30,000 views. What I was saying in that was, I don't personally believe.
Yeah, I got 30,000 views. You know,
maybe it's 700,000, but yeah.
Stop it, you silly chicken.
Yeah. What I was saying was I no longer think that we're as an attractive club as we want because let's be honest, we're not going to get European football. That's the main attraction in Europe. If you've got European football and you're a top side, you can more or less sign a lot of the big names. We no longer have European football, which for most clubs would be it. For most clubs, that'd be okay. We no longer really have anyone we could sign, such as Liverpool. We've seen that happen to them recently. However, we have someone like Mourinho. As I said, a lot of players want to play for a manager who is as influential in someone's career, such as Mourinho. As we can no longer offer that, there is very few things we can do.
The issue we had, I think, you know what you're saying about Mourinho that was being too loyal. I think what I've heard is when he's dropped big names, that was when he lost the players. So it's not, I don't think that's the issue. I think the players are the main issue. And I think it's the fact that they are just big man children. Honestly,
what do you say we do? If you're saying that we can't sign anyone in January,
just give them a big slap, kick a boot at their face.
No, look, honestly, it's got to a point now, right? As I've said in this video, we need that reality check, and there's nothing else that can be done now. We're not going to attract big names to the club in the transfer window. We have a temporary manager that's not going to enable us to get anyone in that window. I think Emanella will not let Hiddink go out and buy people. I think now it's got to a point where the players need to be judged, and every single one needs to be talked to and say, listen, are you going to put 100% in? If not, you're not playing. And I'm going to promote someone from the academy. I don't care. If we're going to play with 11 people from the youth team, I don't care. They're going to show more heart than what this team's showing.
But we know that's not that happens. We know the board are stubborn.
No, but that's not that. I think that's exactly what Hiddink said. And I think personally, what I think happened when Mourinho left, Abramovich said he didn't want to sack Mourinho. He didn't want to do that. I think what happened, so Abramovich knew it was the players, and he said, right. He said, when Hiddink came, he said, right. He used Hazard as the first example. Hazard was dropped, remember? Right, what you're going to do is you're going to put him on the bench and let him, say, right, this is what's going to happen to you. And then when in that press conference when he said, we're here, we're going to win things, we're going to put in 100%. If you don't want to put in 100%, come and talk with us. We'll talk, but we'll talk very briefly. That's the mentality that we need. We need that mentality. And as soon as he said that, I was like, whoa, that's what you want. You want somebody who is going to go put them in line. It's no good being all lovely.
You look at United, for example. Things were working, so they brought on that Borthwick Jackson. No one's really heard of him, but they gave him a go. Last time we gave a young player a go was Loftus-Cheek, when we started him in the Champions League, which was what? Almost a year ago now.
No, it was bang on a year ago. Was it against Maribor, or was it? It was Maribor.
I can't quite remember it. It was roughly a year ago, and
it was him and
that shouldn't be happening. Considering the season we've had, I think more or less every game a new youth player should come in and have a chance until they actually do something. Harry Kane as well. He came in when Spurs weren't doing too well, ended up being a quality player. It's, in my opinion, absolutely abysmal that it's been a year since we gave a youth player a chance.
This is the problem with Chelsea Football Club, and I will slap my club now because this is how we operate. We don't have a football philosophy, and it's true. People can slate us on the comments for as much as we like. You can have Arsenal fans, Man fans. I don't care. Sometimes they're right. A lot of the times they're wrong, but sometimes they're right. And you just have to look at this instead of being biased. You have to look at this from a football perspective. Okay, Chelsea Football Club do not have a philosophy. Tell me what the philosophy is that we had. If you disagree,
you know me. I'm not biased at all. I mean, obviously, I run a channel that is aimed around all sorts of football. I see a lot of the comments, and I'd agree with a lot of them. But what I'm saying is, it's just as you were saying, it's just abysmal that we're not starting youth players who realistically could have turned this season around months ago.
Yeah,
you've got to change things.
Look at the best example of a youth team that turned something round. Class of '92. They turned it round. Look at them.
Yeah, they did.
And you look. What was it? I've just seen a comment. What was it? It was from. Sorry, I forget now. Right. Lipsy Lou. Okay. Lispy Lou. Sorry, Lispy Lou. Four FA Youth Cups in 6 years. Play them. He's right. 4 FA Youth Cups and a Champions League.
They won. Yeah, they're current European champions at youth level.
That's incredible.
5 trophies.
They're not being looked at. But the problem is because what we're trying to find is the solution. But no one actually knows what the problem is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're looking at this team and going, all right, if nothing's working, let's try and find a solution. We need to find out why it's not working. I looked at the situation, right, and I see this team and these players. This is a team that Mourinho won the league with just in May, right? It's the same team who won the league, and now they can't string 2 passes together. Something has to be wrong that we don't know about. I think there's a lot more to the eye that's going on in Cobham that we don't actually know about, because a team doesn't turn to crap in an instant like that. It just doesn't. If you win the league, I'm starting to question, yes, did we actually overachieve and somehow won the league by luck? Because it didn't look like that last year. But now we've got to that point where we're sitting 14th, no one can fix it, and we're thinking, why? I think there's a lot more to the eye in this situation that, as I said, we don't know about. And I want to know what it is.
Well, the things we can't. I don't know what to think anymore. It's just, there, like you said, there's something going on. There is something going on, and this is when I now think the only way this will be fixed is if you start. The only way is, put it this way: Chelsea Football Club. The way I can think it be fixed, and it's the only way I think now. Chelsea Football Club will be mid-table for 10 years. We'll turn into Liverpool, and that's the only way we'll get fixed. Or we'll be that team that never just there, maybe thereabouts. But then, we're going to fall away. And yeah, we might come back, but we're never going to be a regular top 4 again, or at least for a very long time.
You see, that's scary. That's frightening.
So it's literally exactly what I said in my Mourinho rant. It's literally the same. It's all going to go downhill. Things were on the brink of changing with the new stadium.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You said that in your when Jose got sacked. I remember, Max, you mentioned that it's all going to go downhill. I warned the day that Jose got sacked. Before he got sacked, I did a video in that morning, and I said, look, there's rumours going about we might get rid of him. We cannot get rid of him, because if we do, we're going to fall into a catastrophe, right? And now what I'm seeing, we've got rid of him. We've had 3 games without Jose. We won 1, we drew 1, and now we've drawn again. Fair dues, we ain't lost. But the performances have not changed whatsoever. So it's starting to question, where is the problem? You all wanted Mourinho out if the players had a revolt and they wanted Mourinho out. All right, he's gone. You're not improving. So what's the problem?
There's dead wood. There is dead wood in that team. Only way you'll fix it is you get rid of them, but you bring them. It'll take time to bring in other players and start building a team again. Especially with financial.
Like what Mourinho done when he came for his second spell, we were struggling. Look at the sides we had.
That was not struggling. That was not struggling. This is struggling. That was no offense. Okay. That is the worst. That is the biggest pile of rubbish I've ever heard.
We were struggling back then. Now we're in a crisis. We were struggling back then.
When were we struggling?
I'm saying when Mourinho came back, I don't think we were in a position that we should have been.
No. When Mourinho came back, right, for that first year, we all knew he had a new team to rebuild. That was just a rebuilding process. We finished 3rd.
We were a top 4 team.
Yeah.
We weren't struggling. We weren't struggling, so we were a top 4 team.
This is not expected. We were champions. We've gone to 14th.
I can't. This. We're not even reviewing the United game anymore. We're just having a meltdown. I'm like, so I'm seeing people expect. Oh, it's just mad.
No, it is.
Perhaps something happened to my door. Apparently, put in the comments. Was there someone at the door? Oh, I did. But yeah, it's just
it's crazy. Next, we got PSG, right? We got Scunthorpe. We also have PSG.
People are saying, I just don't know. I don't know anymore. It's just.
Let's move on from Mourinho.
Yeah, no. I think we have.
As I say, this isn't about Jose. We're not. I'm not technically on about him leaving the club. I'm on about where
The mess
is
that
the
we're in,
problem.
yeah.
The team has a problem, and no one can pinpoint it. We all thought it was pre-season. Turns out it probably was a bit. Either, a revolt in the place. Fabregas, the rat, Costa, the rat. I don't know. People blaming Yokohama now. Where is the problem? No one can put their finger on it.
I think it's all just everything. It's just a snowball. It's just. Let's be honest. We haven't played well since January. We haven't played other than that one Swansea game where we absolutely battered them. We have not been this machine, this amazing club, or amazing team. We are an amazing club, but this amazing team that we saw against Burnley at the opening of last season. Just that. Let's be honest. You saw that when Fabregas put that ball through and Schürrle tapped it in. Was I the only one who thought this is going to be our best season? We're going to win the league.
Well, yeah, because I remember thinking of it like Ramsey's goal against Norwich, or was it Wilshire's? I can't quite remember. That sort of play that they had, and I thought this is a league winning side. And the fact that we went on to December and we were unbeaten, and people actually started sort of talking about the words Invincibles a few times. The words was popping up until we went and lost against Newcastle, but there were possibilities that we have never seen the Chelsea side have before. And let's be honest, it's, as Eunice said, it's more or less the same side. There's nothing you can put it on.
And the thing with today, I would have been completely content to get a 0-0 against a United team that are flying. Great, we're completely out of form. We're mid-table and we get a 0-0 at Old Trafford. Brilliant. I'm fine with that. Where my problem lies with today is United were not United. They were still the broken team that they have been this season, but we just did absolutely nothing about it. People are going to say we played defensive and all that. I don't necessarily think we played defensive. I think every time we tried to attack, we couldn't string two passes together. We tried to hit United on the counter. You look at the amount of times we hit them on the counter. Hazard ends up with the ball on that left-hand side. There's no one. He's just blocked. He's just stopped. There's no one in front of him.
What do you guys think
Oscar,
that
same
Hiddink will
situation.
bring?
Huh?
What do you think Hiddink will bring? Because obviously you've got Mourinho, who obviously had the more defensive style of play. You've got some managers who have like a tiki-taka style of play. Some managers are like very attacking. Some managers like their preferred formation. What do you think Hiddink is going to bring in?
Hiddink is a very, very, very open, expansive footballing manager. He likes to play very open football. Obviously, he can't, unless, if he wants to do that, he'd have to stay. Because interims, you can't really change a lot. It's as simple as that. You're an interim manager, like you're saying, you can't bring in many players because the next manager come in and go, oh, I don't really like him. We should get rid of him. You can't change any styles particularly much. You have to work with the players that you have. All three of these are things that need changing, and they need changing quick. I think Hiddink, since he left Chelsea, let's be honest, Hiddink went on a very, very bad run, and I was very, very, not conspicuous, apprehensive. We'll use that. I was very apprehensive when I appointed him because I'm there going, put it this way, the current manager of Manchester United took this team third in the World Cup. He's got them knocked out of qualifying for the European Championships. I mean, for a club as big as Holland, a country as big as Holland, you would not have thought that. He didn't do a great job at Russia. Angie was a bit.
True. I mean, look, the thing with international level and club level, in terms of management, I do differentiate between the two. You look at Scolari, does wonders with Brazil, came to Chelsea and completely bowled. I think that there's a difference between club football and that. But you look at Hiddink's experience in club football, especially us, what he did with us at the time that he was here in 2008, 2009. He won us the FA Cup, got us to a Champions League semi-final that we were robbed in. But I mean, is he going to do well with this team? That team had winners. That's the point.
You know what we were talking about, where we say that Manchester United don't have a clear leader anymore. When
Yeah.
JT goes, we don't have a clear leader either.
Oh, when JT goes, we're wrecked. Honestly.
I
Even
mean,
with JT in the team, and we can't get anyone to really help him out in terms of leadership. JT had Didier, and he had Lamps, and he had Ashley Cole, and he had Essien, and he had all these different check.
this is. I think we're going to get a hashtag going. I know I'm going to sound really, really stupid here and really tactical and everything. And this is not football manager talking. This is a genuine football coach. This is a guy who's. No, I'm going to blow my own trumpet. I've won 1 or 2 trophies in my time, so I know what I'm talking about here.
All right, calm down.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys, just putting that out there. Okay. What Chelsea Football Club need is me as a manager, so we're going to hashtag it. Put hashtag Louis for the Chelsea job. Just putting that out there. No, don't do that. But basically, what we need if we want to build something, I think, like you're saying, we don't have those issues. We had the issues with, you know, he had Drogba, he had Lampard, he had Ashley Cole, Petr Cech. I think these 4 players, Lampard, it's not possible. Ashley Cole, Didier Drogba. I think Ashley Cole. I'd say Ashley Cole's going to the MLS. Maybe not as a player. Well, he could come back as a player. Obviously, not playing every game because as you've got Aspilicueta there at the minute. But you know, it's maybe as someone who's there to say who is a winner, who is proven, who is there, and he will back people up. I think if we need to bring in anything this transfer window, we've got the youth players. We've got that. That's brilliant. But we want players with experience and players who know what it means to win.
Like what United tried with Swansea then.
Exactly. But that's starting to reap rewards. That's starting to reap rewards. But the only way this will work is if you have the players with experience, but you balance it with the players who are young and want to get better. For example, if Schweinsteiger was still at Bayern, I would say, right, let's get Schweinsteiger, partner him with Loftus-Cheek in midfield.
Xabi Alonso, something like that.
Xabi Alonso next to... Exactly. No, maybe not Iniesta, because that won't happen. But I mean, you see what I mean? You have these players which can go, right, you'll come off the pitch, he'll put his arm around Ruben Loftus-Cheek, you know, you played really well today, mate. Well done. Good job. And then they'll go, oh, yeah, brilliant. And then you're starting to build something. And then you have that mentality. God, I'm pumped now. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go.
Isn't there talk of Drogba coming back?
Yeah, but
exactly. That's what I'm hearing, and that I definitely want to see how that unfolds. If Drogba does end up coming back to help Hiddink, that's a big presence in the dressing room, massive, and Drogba can single-handedly solve it. But whether that's going to happen, I don't know.
But apparently my door's gone again. Carry on talking. I'm back in a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, from today itself, right? 0-0. We're 14th. What do you see against Palace? Because we got Palace next. Do you see anything being done against Palace? We got them at Selhurst Park as well. I don't know what's your thoughts in the run up to that game, because this can't continue.
I'm not too sure. With what you were saying a second ago, you said that our team this year is the same team that won the league last year. Do you think that that's a difference, or do you think that, as you were saying about Drogba, having that presence in the dressing room gone is a difference? But
that I think is done.
That's
yeah.
a big thing.
If you look at
Palace, I don't know. Yeah, with Palace, I'm not too confident about it, because obviously they'd done us over at home, didn't they? Second game of the season. Sorry, done us over at home. Now we're at their home. I'll probably take another draw, to be honest. But these draws aren't going to help us climb the table. That's the thing. No. So it's not really helpful in that sense.
No, that's true. But I mean, you mentioned about the presence, right? And Didier Drogba, I felt, had a massive presence last season as well. Because you look at the times that we went on to win the League Cup, his aura, his body language, his communication, it was blatant that he was the one there just keeping everyone on top for it. The Premier League title, same story. I think Didier Drogba is a massive loss in the dressing room anyway. So yeah, you're right in saying I think that contributed to this season and everything falling flat.
Yeah, Palace, that was Roman. He was just coming to offer me the job. I think he's watching.
Oh, Roman, nice one.
Yeah.
I mean, for Palace, I'm not so confident. This is a Palace team on fire. I'm not so confident, to be honest. Louis, we got Palace next. What's your run-up? What's your thoughts on Palace? Are we going to get a result at Selhurst?
We have to talk about it. Oh,
After today, I mean, we made a broken United team look like they're about to win the
I'll
league.
tell you
I
what,
don't know.
if Diego plays like he played against Watford, I am optimistic. Because even like you're saying, they are a team on fire, but we're not going to get a result. We're not. It's as simple as that. We're not. I think, well, like we said, this season's a write-off, but there's a write-off, and then there's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just everything is just. I just want to break down and cry. No,
it's just all falling flat. I don't know. I want to hear what the people have to say that are watching. Obviously, guys, all of you that are watching, start leaving your comments. I'm going to start reading some of your comments out. We want to get your perspective on what you thought of the game. Let us know. What did you think of the game? Who did you think played well? Do you think we played well? Do you think we didn't? And why? I'll start reading out some of those comments. But I mean, I don't know. As I said, I don't know what to think. I really want to get to the bottom of what this problem actually is first. And whether that's going to be solved, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. What would you do in terms of, obviously we've got the transfer window coming up. Doesn't look like we're going to be playing in Europe next season unless if miraculously we win the Champions League. If we do, I'd probably stop watching football. But
I'd say we're spending big in January, personally. I think we should bring in the leader, like Louis was saying. Maybe bring back Drogba. Can't we have Drogba on loan for a few months now? I think the MLS has ended, hasn't it? Am I right?
It has, but that's the thing. He won't come as a player.
Okay.
He'll come as staff. He won't come as a player.
Yeah, maybe bring in some kind of experienced player, someone like Xabi Alonso, maybe. That's just an example. There's obviously many other players that you can bring in. I think a striker is hugely, hugely necessary. To have all three strikers unavailable for today's game is strange. Obviously, Remy was unavailable. Falcao wasn't fit, if I'm right, and obviously Costa suspended. So I think
I think it was either Falcao wasn't fit or he's been frozen out. He has been frozen out. He was frozen out under Mourinho, and I don't think there's any way back for him now. I think what we need, obviously, January, we need to sign a striker.
Who?
Exactly.
Who can we get in January? Because someone like Lacazette, for example, or Griezmann are going to be difficult to bring in January.
Well, they're not going to want to come.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Aubameyang was one of the top scorers in 2015. I think he was in the top 5, funny enough.
Who was?
Aubameyang.
He won't want to come to Chelsea.
No, that's what. Especially in January, it's such a difficult time to sort of like take players away from the clubs that they're currently at in January, because obviously they're midway through a season.
Right, hold on.
It's difficult to do.
Just hypothetically, if we were to sign Aubameyang, because he's playing in the Europa League, would that mean he's cup tied for the Champions League because it's a European competition, or would we be able to play him?
No,
unless...
Aubameyang. Hang on. Aubameyang.
He's in the Europa League, so he'd be cup tied, wouldn't he? Or would he be able to play in the Champions League?
Have they played Champions League this year? They haven't they?
That's what I mean.
Dortmund.
Then no, he's not. He's not.
If he's played Champions League with Dortmund, then he's cup tied. If not,
so basically, if we look at it, Aubameyang is like the only player we could sign as a striker who we're talking top.
But should we focus on Champions League at this point, or should we try and get ourselves up to a reasonable league position?
I think it's a case where we need to balance it, because we need to realise here, if we don't do well, if we focus on the Champions League and we screw up, then we're gone, we're done. So it's a case of balancing it out. We don't have a deep enough squad. Well, we do.
Then again, what do we have to get in the Premier League? We don't have anything to gain in the Premier League now. The only thing we can hope is mid-table. So I think we should put more eggs into our Champions League basket rather than our Premier League.
I think 60-40. Yeah, I agree, but I think
60-40.
60-40.
Is 60-40 going to be enough? Because you look at the time we won it as well. We finished sixth in the league. So
and that was a disaster.
Where we are now. Yeah. Considering where we are now.
I'd love sixth right now.
Oh my God!
I think you're dreaming, mate.
No, No, just let's not start talking like this, please.
It's
It's
mate.
not hurting me.
This is what it's come to. This is the reality check that I'm on about. We need to realise that the severity of the situation.
Oh,
Just a few comments. Kalu says we were terrible. We let a poor United team look like a prime Barcelona. Probably not a prime Barcelona, but we did make them look good. Mark says the players got what they wanted and they still can't play properly. When will people start to realise that they don't care? Starting to regret sacking Jose Emenelo? So he's leaving a question for Emenelo.
someone get me a dartboard and we'll just throw darts at him.
Stuart says sell the team. Again, we're thinking who are we going to replace them with? No one but the youth team.
What we need to do is we need to replace Ivanovic because he was getting done today. He was getting absolutely slaughtered on that right side.
Martial,
everyone says, "Oh, Martial's not that dangerous out on the wing." Well, Martial was more dangerous out on the wing than he would be up front. Today, if he was against John Terry up front, he would have been slaughtered. John Terry and Zuma, that would have been done for him. Game over. Against Ivanovic, he just went, right, here's the ball, cheers, I'm off, see you later, taxi. And then you had, obviously, Ivanovic going, excuse me, can I get a taxi, please, too? That guy there, brilliant, cheers. Just get me to the 18-yard box, brilliant. He's gone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Ivanovic, even though I slate him a lot, I am so proud of what he's done for us as a club. And he shows he does care. He does. Because obviously, an example was Leicester. It was him and Aspilicueta and somebody else who came over and said thank you. The only person, if you look at 3-4 years ago, you had 5 or 6 players who always come over to the fans and just say, well done, cheers. You get like 1 or 2 now. The rest of them just go, oh, brilliant, game over. I'm going to go in, have some grub to get on the coach home.
That's part of the passion that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's not there. Joe Su says, in my opinion, I believe that Chelsea should now look for academy players and recall loan players. For example, Christensen and Bamford. Just to let you all know, Bamford has been recalled.
Has he?
That happened today. He's been recalled. He's coming back to Chelsea. He will not keep going with Palace. So that's something, I guess. From now on, if we need a striker, to just play flipping Bamford.
Imagine if he starts banging them in.
Well, you never know. I'd risk it. We have nothing to lose. It's got to that point now. We literally have nothing to lose.
Yeah, but the people clearly still think that they've got something to lose. The board's clearly feel that they've still got something to lose.
How would you guys feel if we've now recalled Bamford and then we go and seek him out on loan? Just we actually get something 11, I'd be fuming. And to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised. Do you actually think that, like, a lot of the comments you were just reading is, I think we should do this, I think we should do this from fans. Do you really think that the board would listen to what the fans are saying? Because we've said about the youth players for a while. We've said, there were many things about Mourinho. I mean, Chelsea fans are singing his name every single game, no matter where we were in the table. It's just taking a piss. It's got to the point now where we might as well just not say our word.
Well, you see, that's the point. I think who in the club is running it? Yes, Roman. We've all come to know and love Roman and what he's done for Chelsea, and he shows his passion. But he does that, and I don't get the impression that he's really going to be someone to say, I don't care what the fans have to say.
Well, to begin with he was, but I don't think anymore he is.
Exactly. So who is running Chelsea?
Emenalo.
That's the problem, and that's where I think, right? I think that's where the core of all the problems that we've had is. I think it lies with that man.
I hadn't heard his name before this season, and then all of a sudden it's all coming out. And I'm there. To be fair, I remember reading something. He found us Courtois, he found us all these great players. I'm going, fair play. But there is usually a time when you need to go. And I think now, let's be honest. It was Emenelo who said, I think we need to get rid of Mourinho.
Who was the one who got rid of Mourinho the first time?
Was it Emenelo?
It was him. He was new to the club.
My door's going again.
Jose. It was him.
Christ.
So you see, when Roman brought in Jose for the first time, and we started to get that little bit of, oh my God, we're starting to win trophies. This is amazing. It fell out, and fine, Mourinho moved on. And then that was Emenelo came in 2007. That was the year he walked into the club. He moved onto the board. And then what happened? Under AVB, Emenelo was his assistant. wasn't he? It was Emanello who was the number 2 of AVB on that bench, right? Since then, it's just been constant managers and constant, yes, we've had quick success, Champions League and all that, but it just hasn't been stable. And now it's come to this again. We've got rid of Mourinho. It's just looking all over the place. And Emanello, more truth is starting to come out about Emanello now. We're starting to find out he's the one who's running the transfers. We're starting to find out he's the one who got Gilabodji and Hector, who hasn't even won a Chelsea shirt yet. We're starting to find out loads of different things. And I'm just starting to realise I think Emanello is the core problem at Chelsea. Don't know about you guys.
Yeah, but I think I think it's obviously the whole system. Like I'm saying, I love it. Harsh Lahari, there's a chainsaw killer in Louis' house. No, there's not. I'm fine. It's cool. I haven't been threatened or anything. My family haven't been taken hostage. Just putting that out there, I'm fine. Just knock on the door. So I had to find out what was going on. Sorry about that, guys. But I think the structure. I think because we built the structure when Barcelona were at the top of their game, and we're like, ooh, I like that structure. Let's have this structure. So you had Tixi Bergestan, and then you had as the sporting director, and then you've had it filtered down to the manager, assistant coaches, goalkeeping coaches, players. You had that pyramid.
Yeah.
Now I think a lot of clubs have adopted that now, but a lot of clubs have altered it. Where they're saying, right, I think you need someone who really, really knows football, maybe an ex-player to help direct it all. But when you see that and an ex-player come in, an example was, I think, prime example was when they brought in, it was in at Fulham. I think it was when they brought in Rennie Mullenstein as a sporting director. And obviously and then that's just a prime example. And it happens to one club every season. You'll see one club this season that will happen to. You go, yeah, that guy's gonna become the manager. Once you get sacked, guess who the manager is. That's just how it operates. I think it needs to be Stone Age football for Chelsea. I think we're too engrossed in this whole, we need to be modern, we need to be this, we need to be that. Sometimes old is better than new.
Go back to basics.
Exactly. So maybe as an example, what's going on? If you're talking basics, 4-4-2. Look how well that's working for Leicester, for Watford. 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Just stick to 4-4-2, high pressure football. Let the manager deal with the transfer targets. Obviously, maybe he needs someone to bounce it off of, but he's the man that's in charge, not Emanello going, maybe that guy's a bit too much money. If I was a manager and he'd said that to me, I'd go, no, we're getting this guy. I'm going to do it if you're not. You need to be like that. Look how well it worked out for Manchester United under Ferguson. They still had Stone Age football and they were winning. It was between us and Man United for winning the league. We dominate. It was dominated from basically 2000 onwards. Other than the Invincibles in 03-04, I think it was. Chelsea and Manchester United have been the dominant forces.
Yeah,
we've been so dominant. They won 8 out of those 10 years. 10-year league. They won 8 leagues out of 10. Then they went from, what was it, 06 to when we did the double. They won the league 3 years on the bounce. Only team to do that. And he was employing Stone Age football. He was, I want this player, this player, this player, this player, you go get him. If you don't get him, you're sacked. It needs to be like that.
No, it's true. It's true. I think we do need to go back to basics, change it all up a little bit. As you said, this 4-2-3-1 business just isn't. It's just not working. I don't think. I think it has the potential to work. I just think these players are not, as we've said, putting in 100%. And until they start doing that, I reckon we can really, really start talking about systems and formation and all that. But I think the first thing that this team lacks is heart and passion. I think the players, we need an 11 along with 5 subs who are going to do everything they can in their power to do the best for the shirt and for themselves as a team. They don't even have to do it for us, for the fan. Do it for yourselves and for the shirt you're wearing and for each other. That's all we ask. We're just fans on the outside. We're just enjoying it and hoping that you guys are going to win. That's pretty much it. They should just do it for each other. At the moment, they're showing no passion at all. They just don't look bothered. And that's where my problem is. If you're not bothered, get lost. It's as simple as that, I reckon.
Here. Well done. Well said. Eunice for my assistant. Let's put that down there as well.
I'll be your director of football.
No.
Can I be kit man or groundsman?
I love that. Max is just like, yeah, Max, you're the side dish, mate. Don't worry about that.
Well,
I love you. I love you, Max.
a positive is that Max doesn't have to eat a chili in his Q&A over on his channel. So
I know. I think he should still do it anyway.
yeah, you should just do it.
I'll tell you what.
Eunice, can you put a tweet out on 100%? And if it gets 20 retweets or 20 likes, Max
So that's
still has
easy.
to do it.
That's easy. It has to be 100. I'll do 100.
No. No, we want it to be
50
easy.
retweets.
He does do it.
50 retweets and I'll do it.
50 deal. 50's a deal.
Like, shake hands on the camera.
All right. Well, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. We're done.
Right. Anyway, that's been your hour. That's been an hour for match review.
About
Guys,
5 minutes of it was spent on the game, really, wasn't it? The rest was spent on how much we hate the board. But yeah.
no, we did relate it to
we don't hate the board. We hate MNLO.
Very true.
Well, hashtag MNLO out. I don't know.
That's not going to do anything. He's going to be there for a long time.
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. There we are. Anyway, lads, thank you for coming on. Thank you for reviewing the game. Do check out Max's channel at the 12th man. Louis will have his soon, so that's to be announced, as I said yesterday in our preview. Thank you all for watching. Leave us your comments. Obviously, once this goes off the air, it will become a normal, ordinary video. Start leaving your comments on what you thought about the game. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you're new. Check out all the social media links. Follow these guys on Twitter as well. We've got at Louis de Buccolo, at the 12th man, right?
Oh my God, what has he done?
Oh, wow.
He's got
MNLO out on his forehead. Anyway, yeah, follow them on Twitter. Follow all the 100% Chelsea social media links in the description, and all of us will see you soon. Hopefully we can start, I say this every week, hopefully we can bounce back. We got Palace next, I don't know. Fingers crossed we just get 3 points. That's all I can ask for. Thank you all for watching. See all of you really, really soon. You guys can say goodbye.
Max, you go first. Max, okay. Bye. Bye. See you later. Ciao.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah, mwah,
Hashtag
mwah.
MLL out.
Hashtag